Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences, we'll let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Hi, this is Mike, co-host of Realistic Sustainability, the podcast, which you probably already know, but I'm also the author of A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life. That was the book that led to our Facebook page, our Facebook group, and, well, even this show. It offers tips on promoting your positive footprint while decreasing your carbon footprint. So, if you want to read what started all of this, get A Beginner's Guide to Greening Your Life, available on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or just visit greeningyourlife.org for more information. Thank you for joining the sustainable movement and promoting a greener future. Hi, and welcome back to Realistic Sustainability Educational Short. So, this week, I'd like to call it an educational short, but it's really just kind of giving you an update. I've learned that sometimes when I'm going through struggles of making changes, that there's some value in telling you. Because, well, I think we all go through struggles making changes. The one I'm having the hardest time with right now is eating lower on the food chain. I am absolutely failing at this right now. Although we're starting to grow a ton of vegetables around here, the garden, it's doing great. And as you know, so is the city's gardens that we've put in. But here I am, not eating like I'm supposed to. It's a struggle. It's hard sometimes. And it's not like I'm a skinny guy, so it is going to help me. The last time that I was able to stay on the wagon for a while, I lost 14 pounds. I really wasn't even suffering. I had a lot of food. I could eat as much as I wanted. I just need to eat more fruits and veggies. So, a recap for those that you haven't been listening, so that you don't think that you're lost in this short. I am trying to eat lower on the food chain. After Sir David Attenborough's documentary, I decided that it would be good if I just ate primarily plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, and kept my meat consumption down to about 4 to 6 ounces per serving, which is not exactly a small amount for most people, but sadly it is for me. I also wanted to remove a lot of the processed foods from my diet. There's a lot of studies coming out that processed foods are not exactly great for us, and I wanted to save fast food for those emergency moments, or those times when others are eating out, so I can join them. So really my diet, per se, is eat as much fruits and vegetables as I want, a little bit of meat, and try to stay away from processed foods and fast food lines. Well, it's not as easy as it sounds. I was able to do it for 3 straight weeks. I lost 14 pounds. I felt better. I didn't have those weird dizzy spells that used to make me say, oops, I need something to eat. I feel a little dizzy, which I'm pretty sure is my sugar, so I need to make sure the diet's under control so that doesn't happen. I also just didn't feel bloated. That's a weird thing for me. I didn't really understand that being a thing, but when I eat a lot of processed foods or fast foods, I feel fatter. I feel bloated. I feel lethargic. And when I ate primarily plant-based foods, I didn't have that anymore. I felt slimmer, although I did lose the 14 pounds, but I felt much slimmer, and I didn't have that bloating feeling, and I, oddly enough, didn't even have those dizzy spells. That just kind of went away. But life is life, and as I scramble around to try to accomplish way too many things in half as much time, you hit Taco Bell, you hit McDonald's, or you take frozen tenders out of the freezer and cook them because the whole family needs a meal, and you've run out of time. I hate falling off the wagon. It makes me feel bad. I start gaining my weight back, my body gets sore, I don't feel as good, I have less energy, and I kind of get myself a little depressed that I've fallen off the wagon and screwed it all up again. And I'll tell you, for me, there are many culprits. Potato chips. Potato chips all the time. Those things get me. Fast food gets me, because it's in a hurry and I feel hungry now. Am I starving? No, I'm 260 pounds. I'm not going to be in danger anytime soon if I started to, feel hungry for a few moments. Other culprits? Ice cream, processed frozen foods. They're just too easy. I can cook them, it's done. I don't have to plan out a meal. Which, by the way, the biggest culprit? Poorly planned meals. I just run and grab what I can sometimes. And I'll tell you, my body is probably pretty addicted to the grease and the salt and everything in fast food and some of these preservatives in the food. I've got to break that habit. So I'm telling you all about it because maybe you're struggling with something in sustainability. So now you know that the guy who's hosting a radio show, written a book, and is constantly studying sustainability isn't doing much better. I've had trouble making these changes almost from the very beginning. But I have to remember, you can't feel guilty about this. I'm just trying to get better day by day. So every one day that I do it right is one day that I did it right. I have to understand that my diet through the first 45 years of my life was not awesome. We pretty much ate garbage all the time. But I am learning. I have 45 years of habits to break. That's like forever in my lifetime. I'm kidding. It is my lifetime. I have at least 40 years of marketing pounded into my head from every television, radio, or even podcast I've ever listened to that I have to shake and remember I'm doing things for me, not for what someone told me to do. I also have a lifetime of peer pressure and that whole staying up with the Joneses kind of stuff. Now that I'm purposely buying less, I'm purposely trying to eat better. Sometimes it puts me at odds with what is normal around me. And that can feel awkward, and it can be a little challenging. But I have to get better at it. I have to use less. I have to eat less. Or eat what I've grown. I can have as much of what I want in here. What I really need to do is not stop changing. There's no shortage of fruits and vegetables, especially after the garden here at the house has really taken off. If you've seen on the site, the pictures, it is growing huge. On top of the fact that, the Edible Landscaping Project has done amazing things. There's a tremendous amount of food just wandering through my town. What I need is better planning, better ingredients, and a better mindset. So when I feel like I feel today, and I decide to do a short on it, maybe this is my reset. When I go back downstairs from my office, I'll probably have an apple. We can all eat a little lower on the food chain. Sometimes it just takes practice. That's all I have for this week. Thank you so much for listening to me just kind of vent about what's going on with me. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it on social media or with a friend. If you'd like to support realistic sustainability in other ways, you can become a monthly sponsor on the Anchor site or simply just leave a 5-star review. It's free and it really helps out the show. It helps us climb through the rankings and helps other people find us. Thank you again, and help me get a better little bit by little bit, because if we can, at the end, we've made a big change. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
If you have the desire to be sustainable but are unsure of what can go in the recycling bin, or you're constantly forgetting the reusable grocery bags, check out Starting Sustainability, the podcast. Don't be frustrated or confused anymore. Starting Sustainability was created to help those beginning their sustainable journey. Each week, we give ideas on simple concepts you can easily incorporate into your current lifestyle. We also share stories of what works and what doesn't, so you don't have to waste your time and money. Check out Starting Sustainability, available everywhere you listen to podcasts.